I had the chance to watch one of the most highly regarded streaming shows of all time for the first time, and I have a few thoughts on it. So cue the intro. Before I get into this video, this is not going to be a review of any sorts at all. This is me kind of just showing or telling what I thought about the show overall. Yes, the title is correct. I binged this whole show in 1 week. Before I start, I want to give a shout out to my brother because he's the only reason, or one of the main reasons why I decided to start watching this show. I know the 5th and last season comes out next month, but my brother, he was telling me, I was asking him like, yo, I need something to watch. And he said, have you watched Stranger Things? And I was like, no. Now, I'm not gonna try to yap too much before I get into the main stuff, but you're probably thinking, well, there's no way he didn't watch Stranger Things for the first, there's no way he's just not watching Stranger Things for the first time. Yes, there is. Stranger Things came out in 2016. To give y'all perspective, in 2016, I lived in a situation where I didn't really have the best Wi-Fi, and I didn't have Netflix either for the most part. So when Stranger Things came out, I wasn't really able to watch it. I was in 8th grade. I just really had no way to watch it. My brother, he ended up watching it when he got in high school. But even then, he had to download the episodes and then watch it on the bus and stuff like that. That's why this is my first time ever watching Stranger Things. For my honest thoughts, the show is amazing. I can easily see why people get entangled into this show and this world that they built. For starters, the characters are great. Every single character in Stranger Things plays a necessary role, and I don't feel like there's any character that doesn't need to be there, well, except for one, and that's Argyle. Other than that, everything is great, and the storytelling from season 1 all the way up until season 4 makes you appreciate what the Duffer Brothers have created. So let me start off and give you what I loved about the show that I watched. The first things that I love, at least in the initial season of season 1, the show, and I told my girlfriend this, the show has such a feeling of adolescence and innocence in a way. It didn't feel like a typical show where you have a lot of different kids come together and they're saying things kids are supposed to say. No. This felt like kids who are actually being kids who are splurting cuss words every 5 seconds. They're talking about Dungeons and D&D and stuff like that, and it was a great thing to watch and experience. I love to see the friendship aspect, especially when we got 11 introduced. And seeing the storytelling what the Duffer Brothers chose to do, where we had Mike, who had his original party at first, but he started catching feelings for a girl who also happened to be, for them, an alien with superpowers. So it was very cool to see how they would interact, and more so how Mike chose to interact with all that. So the first season makes you feel like Mike is the main character of the show, and that's not the case. I do want to give a special shout out to Joyce, Hopper, because they did amazing. And the first season really did a great job of making you understand enough without giving you too much. Because I was watching this and I didn't know what the heck was going on. But that's the good thing, because that gave me the intrigue to keep watching more. Especially when we first started seeing the Demogorgons and all that. The scene where the Demogorgon reaches his hands out the wall. That is stuff that it is priceless, especially in the context of at that time, Joyce thought she was going insane. Well, people thought Joyce was going insane. She knew that Will really was not dead and Will was still out there. So that's another thing. I feel bad for my boy Will. So overall, season 1 was, to me, the second best season out of all of them. But let's go ahead and start with season 2. So at the end of season 1, they end up getting Will. Will comes back and he's not the same as he was before. He kind of is 1-in-1 with the Mind Flayer, and you know, the Mind Flayer is, well, I think that happened in season 2. I watched everything blurred together. So yeah, this is season 2. But the Mind Flayer was connected to Will, and Will at the end of season 1, he throws up like a slime lizard looking thing. Comes to find out that this thing ends up being, I forgot. I think Dustin called it Dart or something like that. So that was cool. But anyway, season 2 starts off and picks up with Max, Mad Max. And Max is someone who was kind of, well, who was an outcast. So it felt like, especially at the end where we know Elle had disappeared, didn't really know if she was alive or if she wasn't. I guess the Duffer Brothers kind of wanted to keep that up in the air at first. Get the introduction of Max, and Will is kind of still grieving because Elle isn't there. And I thought that was great. I also thought it was contradictory for when Lucas and Dustin were trying to figure out what's up with Max and who Max is and everything about Max. Mike was over there slick hated. Mike, buddy, you spent the entirety of season 1 simping over a girl who couldn't say nothing but 3 words, man. But as soon as your other homeboys find someone more interesting, you want to get mad? Man, miss me with all that, bro. That was a little annoying to me. I'm like, Mike, you literally did the same thing last season. I know people, and I've been watching and reading a lot of stuff. People don't really like season 2. Season 2 was decent. I felt like the Billy character, he was good. But I will say, this is when I honestly started to feel like it was getting repetitive a little bit. They defeat the Demogorgon or whatever, they save Will, and now Will is basically in a coma for season 2. So now they gotta save Will again in a way. It was starting to get the feeling of, okay, this is kind of annoying. Not to mention, season 2 was the first season where we really felt like, well, to me, it didn't feel like everybody was together. Like I said earlier, the first season, the original party, everybody's together besides Will. We get Will back, and now they're still not really together. We got Max, she's intruding. Dustin and Lucas are kind of doing their own thing, trying to figure out what's up with Max. Oh shoot, I forgot. The storylines with Nancy and all that, Steve, and amazing. That's what I'm saying. This is gonna be I'm trying not to make this video too long. I think the show did the second season did an overall job of trying to expel the plot. Kind of feel like one of those where it's like, this is obviously a second season just to be there. You know what I'm saying? Then we get the introduction of Callie, aka number 8. The episode was trash. I'm gonna be honest, the episode was trash. That whole episode, I was thinking, I mean, what are we doing? What are we doing? Okay, you know, and it's weird because I'm seeing Elle isn't really a thug. She's hanging out with the thugs though. It was kind of throwing me off. And then we get to the end of the episode and it's like, oh well, we're just gonna go separate ways. I'm thinking, well, dang, that was a waste of an hour. You know what I'm saying? I like Callie as a character, but that episode wasn't good. And unlike a lot of y'all idiots saying she shouldn't be back for season 5, she definitely should, because Vecna is a problem, all right? He's a problem. But yeah, that's basically all I got for season 2. Season 3, all right. Season 3 was great, and it was great more so because, and unlike a lot of y'all, I don't have, and this could be me because I was able to watch everything very fast. So, but I actually enjoyed getting the different perspectives as the teenagers, as our characters grew older, because they started thinking different, they started focusing on different things. We get to season 4 with Lucas and everybody, they got girlfriend. So it was cool. Season 3 was kind of a blur. Like I said, it started getting repetitive because it was basically the gang versus the Mind Flayer again. But now the Mind Flayer is doing different stuff, having more power, and we're getting more perspectives. We're getting this group of people has to solve the Mind Flayer. Try to figure out one part. This group here had to figure out another part. I love season 3 mostly because of Erica. She was a standout. She was amazing. Every time she got on the screen, she made me laugh. And it really had that like 80s aesthetic. Like my whole life, I've never experienced what a real mall feels like, because malls are kind of like a thing of the past, you know. I feel like malls might have peaked maybe 2010. I was alive, of course, but I was 7 years old. If you look back how malls were when shopping malls were, that was literally the only way you can buy most of your stuff, your clothes and everything at one place. It looked cool to see that, and you had all the 80s colors and themes. The first episode especially, we're getting a lot of people where everybody has the 80s fits. It just felt like really 80s vibe-ish, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, season 3, it was a good season, yes. I probably have, if I had to rank it, and I'm gonna do my rankings after this, I'll talk about season 4. If I had to rank it, it'll be the 3rd of the best. It'll be the 3rd. Or actually, I don't know. Yeah, it'll probably be the 3rd. But just because I feel like the story was a little repetitive. Billy was still a thing. I'm trying to think. Hopper at the end. Hopper ends up dying, or so we think. That was basically it for season 3. Season 4.
Bitchin'. Yeah, bitchin'.
Now, season 4 was a movie. Okay, season 4 was a movie. And let me know if y'all want like a different, I said this wasn't gonna be a review, but it's feeling like a review. So I'm gonna kind of keep it brief because I'm probably gonna do a video about each season and break it down like that. Season 4 was good mainly because of Vecna. Now Vecna has had me scared. I'm gonna be honest. My girlfriend has started her night shift. I'm a little scared in the dark sometimes because Vecna was that terrifying. he was scary. All right. The story of season 4 was so great, and watching season 4, watching everything be planned out with the Russian storyline and we were getting other characters like the dude who could speak Russian. I'm blanking on his name right now. But yeah, that show was awesome, and Vecna proved himself to be a real foe, especially the connection being number 1, or what was Robin calling him? And I hate what y'all did to Robin. Robin in season 3, Robin was actually articulate. Robin solved the Russian mystery at first. And then y'all make her stupid in season 4, but it's not the hero there. Robin was calling him number 1, Vecna Henry. Yeah, so I love that and how the Duffer Brothers pieced it piece by piece by what was going on. And they told us how Vecna became Vecna and how Elle lost her memories. That was great storytelling and all that stuff. I'm looking forward to season 5. My initial thoughts, let me rank it. Oh, wait, one more thing. I'm moving too fast. One more thing. I said it felt like Mike was gonna be the original main character. This show is Dustin's show. Dustin steals everything. Without Dustin, this show would not move. He solves everything. He fixes everything. Code red, this is a code red.
Guys, this is Dustin again. Does anyone copy? This is a code red.
And he's always SSSSS. I ain't gonna cuss, but y'all know he be saying.
Hey.
Bro, Dustin is hilarious, bro. Just drive.
Joyce, drive! Whoa, is that real blood, man? Drive! Okay, all right. Oh my God, why is that guy on the gun? Drive! Oh yeah!
So, I love Dustin, bro. But yeah, if I had to rank every season, it would be season 4, number 1. Season 1, number 2. Season 3, number 3, and then season 2, number 2. But yeah, that's all I got for this episode. This is an amazing show. Let me know if I want to do a detailed breakdown, because I kind of just wanted to skim through everything and let y'all know that I did watch the show and it was amazing. But yeah, if you love the video, like the video, don't let us let it on the road to 5,000 subscribers. I appreciate it. If you love my content, share my content. Without further ado, I'm out. Peace.
Ever since school, little Uzi got F's for Fendi, that should be a bad grade. I got a plug at your house for the low, and I swear that we not a bad grade. Jumped up the porch a little late, but them niggas that been